Being the Penn State quarterback is definitely something that's a really cool opportunity. I always dreamed of being in this position as a kid.
Drew's story is probably a little bit more unique than a lot of college quarterbacks because he didn't grow up playing quarterback. He showed up for middle school practice and they asked, can anyone throw a football? So he tried it. I'll never forget, he said, I think I kind of like this.
I always wanted to sort of play quarterback, but never really had the courage to ask. I was probably better at fullback and defensive end at the time when I was younger.
If that's what you want to do and you want to put the work into it, we'll get you some extra help. And then as he got further into playing high school, we met Brad.
I watched a game. Drew was a sophomore and he threw for over 500 yards. I could see right away that this is a guy who can really bring it, but he was not consistent and this big body was also sort of getting in the way.
I started training with Brad Mendler after my sophomore year. It was really difficult just because I've been throwing one way for the past 15 years of my life, and to completely change it and alter the way you're throwing, it definitely takes like rewiring of your brain.
It was a struggle at first because there was more failure than success. It would have been easier for him to just say, no, I'm good enough the way I am right now. I don't want to change anything. But he saw the end game was going to be much higher level.
That standard timeline to make that progression, that can take 6 to 9 to 12 months for some. Drew made it in 3 to 6. The key element here was how he spent his time during COVID. He would send me videos occasionally just so I could see what he was doing, and he was doing the drills the way I thought he should be doing it. When I actually saw him, it was a combination of this much more cleaner mechanics and his body starting to come together. It was one of the most impressive transformations that I've ever seen. What you want to see is that training would transfer into a game environment, right? And that's usually one of the things that goes right out the window when the bullets are flying. He's better than I thought. In fact, he's way better than I thought he was.
If we didn't meet Brad, I think he still would have had some opportunities to play college ball. He would be playing somewhere, I'm sure, because he loves the game, but not at Penn State.
I'm from Medina, Ohio. Growing up, I was an Ohio State fan myself because I was a big football fan.
We're a football state. Being an hour and a half north of Columbus, a lot of people in this area are big Buckeye fans. So we definitely live in the middle of Buckeye country.
I remember him always coming home from football practice in the high school and be like, hey, I gotta get on this call. And it never really occurred to me that it was these big schools. And then slowly it became like Penn State, Michigan, and all these schools.
Penn State's one of those programs where if they offer you, and not many other people have offered you, a lot of other schools come calling in. They definitely found me when a lot of other schools didn't really know who I was. Ohio State, when they started recruiting me, I was already committed to Penn State for 8 or 9 months, and it just didn't feel right if I would walk back that decision I made from Penn State.
We went up there to Penn State. They set us up with Sean Clifford. His advice to Drew was, the good days are going to be good no matter where you go. Find a place where you can have a bad day and you're going to be supported. He woke up the next morning and he's like, I'm done. I'm ready to shut it all down.
So the young man, Allar, he was the jewel of Penn State's 2022 recruiting class. This is who many Penn State fans feel that they've been waiting for.
Meeting Drew for the first time, he was a big 5-star quarterback. All the stereotypes about quarterbacks, about 5 stars, none of it applies to Drew. We're the type of team where we don't really worry about the rankings and stars and all that type of things. We want to see you do it. Tell me what you got.
Folks, this guy can spin the pill. I mean, it is as pretty as you will ever see.
Against West Virginia, that first touchdown that he threw to Keandre.
First down throw for Allar. Steps up in the pocket, fires on the run. Keandre Lambert-Smith is gone. Welcome to the Drew Allar era.
It's a moment that you really can't prepare for. You think about it, 4-year-old kid playing catch with him in the backyard. You don't think about that, you know? You just don't. That was probably one of the proudest moments I've had so far.